to Palantir Weekly. We are live once again. I know that originally Matt was supposed to be on here, but he couldn't make it last minute. So it's just going to be the three of us, the three amigos. You're going to pick our brains. We're going to do what we can to dispel any myths, rumors, and some FUD around Palantir, hopefully. And yeah, let's see what's going on. How's everyone? How are you guys doing this week with Palantir? Like any news that you guys heard that might be worth pursuing or talking about?
I heard something from a podcast you did last week, and I think we need to address the news that you made on your podcast with a lovely gentleman named Coatstrap. And I see something different in the back of your wallpaper or your set, which is oddly familiar to me. This is the person I used to know as my camera dies months ago until you left us for that other girl. You know, so do you want to announce what you've done, Kris? That has changed.
Why not? So I was gonna announce it with a little bit more people here, but I suppose I can do it now.
How many people we got here? How many people we got so far?
I think we only have I don't know, maybe 27, 30.
Okay.
Maybe
we'll announce it again when we have 50.
Yeah. So basically, I bought back into Palantir. I didn't buy a lot. I'm DCing into the positions. Mainly because a lot of things have changed in the company, right? Like if you guys have noticed in the last 3 months, they've really stepped up their marketing game, which was definitely a big issue for a long time for me because they weren't stepping up to that. And I think a lot of people weren't necessarily recognizing their value. And because of that, they weren't growing their business. The other thing also was the government side, like recognizing all the work that Palantir was doing in Ukraine. And with all those additional contracts in September, you kind of know that, you know what, whatever product that Palantir is utilizing in Ukraine is actually working, which means that you have a battle-tested product in the hands of operators in the field, which is probably going to translate into some bigger contracts going forward for Palantir. So, and the valuation is really low, right? There's some other reasons too, and I'll go into them slowly over the course of this podcast. But yeah, I'm back in Palantir. I am dollar cost averaging. I am not one of those guys that does like all ins or half ins or 50% ins or buys in bulk. I like being a part of just small gradual increases in my portfolio when I get a little bit bullish on a company again. And also, just to clarify, I'm not selling my Snowflake. I still think Snowflake is a really good company. They've got a lot of growth prospects that are out there, and I'm still buying Snowflake, but I'm also additionally DCing into Palantir. So there you go. I'm back in, guys. I think you're on mute, Amit.
Oh, I was saying, how did it feel when you bought back in? Like, did you when you pressed buy? Did you feel something?
I'm not the one that did it. It was my wife. My wife's like, I'm gonna buy some shares. I was like, yeah. I was like, honey, she saw my podcast and stuff. So she was like, can I buy Palantir? And I was like, I guess. I mean, if I've already announced it to the world, you might as well. So
wait, what broker do you use to buy?
For her, I use Robinhood. So she's got a Robinhood. It's such a simple thing,
Okay. So it never started from you. Huh? So you are basically still a trader.
No. I bought a little bit throughout the week, just here and there. But I didn't go crazy with it,
But you're now here's the question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever been in a relationship where we broke up and got back together, but we've had some fights. Okay. So I think you and your Palantir thing, it wasn't a breakup, it was a fight. It was an extended fight.
Yeah.
But my question is, are you here for the long term, or if you have another fight, are you going to leave again?
Well, I'll be honest. If the valuation goes super crazy high and it's now justified, then dude, I'll be the first.
No, forget that. That's different. Is cart banging on tables going to get you so pissed off again? Because that's why you sold. I remember, that's the real reason. So you're in it, right? You're not going to leave us again.
No, I'm not going to leave again. I think after my conversation with Coatstrap, one of the things that really set the tone heavily is that the business model which Palantir operates may seem very niche-like, but it's successful, right? So all it's going to take is just time for it to work out. And I think if you are willing to hold over a long period of time, you're going to see that that value is going to be translated into these other companies. If you looked at all these companies that were talking about how successful Palantir as a product was to their business, that's the kind of stuff that really resonates with me, because that means that the product that they're selling is not just, some software that promises things. It actually is a product that companies are utilizing, and it's successfully going to grow. I think that Foundry convention was such a good thing, and I think it's going to end up hopefully growing into more business for them. And if you guys didn't know, there was also another Foundry event in London this week.
I think Arnie broke that news on Twitter, right? Arnie, can you tell us how you found out about that stuff and details on that?
No, actually, I saw the Lord Grimm shared a photo and with a Lilium on the background, and I said, wait, Lilium didn't speak at that event. And generally, when you do something official like a presentation, it is weird that you are not officialized as a speaker before. Maybe there is some tiny presentation, but looking at the comment of the guy who posted on LinkedIn, first it was posted yesterday, just 2 hours before. So when you do these things, you don't do it for the event that happened last week. And the focus was on Lilium, Merck, Airbus, European companies.
So I had a little bit of a heads up, but I was keeping it really low key, because one of the things was, with Palantir and some of their past and stuff, you always have these crazies that are protesting them without even trying to understand what value Palantir is trying to provide. So, unfortunately, it's the reality. So if Palantir announces that they're having this giant conference, invites a lot of people, it's going to be an event that gets a lot of protests outside the door. And that's not something that, Palantir wants to do, is drag negative attention to itself and also to its clients.
Especially now.
Yeah, especially right now. So I think that regard, they figured out a way to keep these protesters and George Soros shills on the defensive and trying to figure out what is Palantir going to do next. And so good luck with you guys. I think these guys, they know what to do. And I don't know if they've hired some new marketing folk, but their marketing is getting freaking amazing. What do you guys think about that?
Both in terms of what we see, and also in terms of simple YouTube videos, like they have been used to post YouTube videos. I would say the last ones seem to be more real, more actionable in terms of I share you what you need to understand about what we are doing, and also more emotional, like that video, cyber, space, land. That was an emotional video in terms of how well it was done. After it was, whoa, this is cool. So this is what I want to see. I mean, even if even a B2B company can do that, that's impressive. I'm actually very surprised of this step up in game. We see, as you said, a shift in the gear. And generally, things that happen in Palantir don't move the needle. I would say what we are seeing in these last months actually move the needle, because the contract rain is there and is big. The step up in marketing is here to stay. Like every video sharing these C-levels, no, not C-levels, but very important people in these big companies are actually de facto promoting Palantir with real case examples. And I would say, especially right now that there is inflation, recession fear, whatever, companies are not interested in the metaverse. If you think of it, the metaverse is, okay, I have wasted like a surplus of money. I can waste it on making these things for the future. Right now, companies need to solve real problems now. And I think what they shared in these last videos is exactly what companies want right now. They have pressure on margins. They want a solution that works in relatively little time, help them save cost. One thing I would like to underline, have you noticed what Carp said about skiing and the Nordic guys from Europe? He said a very interesting thing. These guys tend to run a lot for slow for many days, and then all of a sudden they run very much. I think we are seeing exactly that with Palantir. They went very, very slowly for many months, actually even 2 years. And then now they're making that sprint that can give a huge impact, both in terms of marketing, in terms of hiring. And we'll say, okay, we criticize them. Probably this is exactly what they should have done.
Yeah, I think also on the marketing side, like basic things like splitting up the FoundryCon into multiple videos. I mean, that's stuff that they weren't doing a while ago. They're like just basic elements of just like putting more videos out there, having hyper specific clips that people can see. The Palantir ads are interesting. They're views ads, right? They're like, it's promoting a video at the end of the day. So they're taking a really good moment of Carp saying something. They're putting it behind my videos. Kris, like everyone who makes Palantir content, they're targeting those keywords and getting people to click on those videos. I guess more views on FoundryCon is good. I don't know if necessarily that's the best form of marketing, but at this, they sell to the enterprise, so getting more views is not necessarily going to make them any more money, but it's good for brand awareness. I like that they're using Carp as kind of like top of the funnel way to get brand awareness. And given the nature of Carp being this eccentric guy who's talking about something cool, if you see that for a minute, maybe you're likely to click on the video and get more views at the end of the day. So I think the marketing is improving, at least on the social side. And I think earnings, we're going to see some of the results of what they've been doing. Now, one thing I do want to say is I truly don't think the stock price is moving on earnings. And if it's going to move, it's going to move to the downside, even if it goes up. I think earnings is going to be great. I do think we might hit it out of the park, but I don't think the macro is going to respect earnings at all.